Welcome to Martin Monday's Intentional Intimacy, where love, life, and legacy meet in the moments that matter most. Every week, I will share sacred reflections of my 30-year marriage before Martin's passing, as well as our life now without him. May these reflections help us live with more weight, warmth, and wisdom. Martin was a letter carrier by profession, but a life carrier by purpose. So let's take a moment and let intentional intimacy speak. Welcome to Martin Mondays, episode 47. Happy Father's Day. And in honor of Father's Day, today's edition is a sit down conversation with my three sons. I'm not going to belabor the point. And so here is my interview with my three sons, reflections of my father. Okay, guys, question number one. Starting with MJ and then to Montgomery and then Max, can you just introduce yourself to the audience? Tell them a little bit about yourself, whatever you want to say. Go ahead, MJ.
My name is MJ, and I am the oldest.
Hi everyone, Monty. I'm the second bridge child here. Just want to say thank you everybody for participating and supporting my mom's channel.
Hi, my name is Max. I'm the baby, the youngest, and the most fun. And yeah, I'm really excited to get down to know these questions.
Did he say most fun? Okay, we're not going to go there, but okay. Question number two is, how would you describe your dad to someone who never met him before? You're first, Montgomery.
I'm first on this one. That's unfair. Yeah, I think for someone who's never met him, I would definitely say I feel like I've heard this expression before. Be a man's man, right? I think he, definitely expressed the importance of keeping your word, being honest. Um, but then also being hardworking, being dedicated, being family oriented, getting things done. And I feel like a lot of those things he instilled in us and instilled in others. And I'd also just add he was a loving person, definitely wanted to instill lessons in others, be around others, compliment and uh, praise and uplift others. And I think those are all attributes and qualities that he routinely showed, rather it be to family, friends, or the random person he met at Wawa. So,
Okay, thanks. Max, how would you introduce your dad to someone or describe him to someone that's never met him before?
Um, I think I would definitely say that he's someone that is very respectful. I feel like the biggest thing that Dad had for us was respect and anything, but also fun. I feel like um when it came to like him just being a jolly old person, like he was very outgoing and uplifting for others, like Monty said, and that like I feel that you could feel the joy of the Lord, and also like just how he was very religious and like he was a very good example of what a good Christian man would be like, and for example for us as well. I think that yeah, just someone that you can always like, no matter what how you are, like you just have to smile when you're around him because that's just kind of the person he was. So yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Bring it home, MJ. How would you describe your dad to someone that never met him before?
Corny, Christian, and talkative is probably all the words that I would say for Dad. Because if you ever heard Dad make a joke, it'd probably be like the corniest thing that you could probably hear. But it's to where I always found it funny because he would just crack up. It'd also be the loudest person in the room, like as well as because like with Dad's voice just echoed. But it'd be as to where like Dre was saying, we could be at a Wawa and Dad has a conversation that lasts for like 30 minutes, and just with somebody he never met before. And Dad always led us with values, for being a Christian and, respect. A big thing on respect, and that's really all the things that I would say. How I would describe that to somebody is where like he talk your ear off the entire time.
Awesome. Thank you. And for our final question, guys, Max is going to kick it off. The question is, what is your memory that comes to mind when you think of your dad or the legacy that he deposited in you?
See, why do I just start with this one? Like,
Yeah. So,
um, uh, I would say that just one of the first memories that, like, or at least moments for me at least, was every time Dad came to see me my shows. Because I know that definitely Dad wasn't the biggest theater person, but I know that he saw that I enjoyed it a lot, and it was really nice to have a support for something that I love. Especially his old advice was that make sure that you're always setting yourself up for success when doing it. And that, like, I think his biggest thing for me was that I'm taking up the space that I need so that I can, show the world who I am. And I feel like that's just something that always resonated with me because I know that that wasn't it wasn't Dad's favorite thing to sit through sometimes, but I know that it was something that he saw that I loved doing, and I really do appreciate those times of like knowing that he was there supporting me. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, MJ, what's your memory that comes to mind or the legacy that he deposited in you? Oh, don't tell me MJ's frozen.
He
I think
is.
he is.
He's frozen.
You get that side eye too.
Yeah, he got like a side view. That's funny. Maybe I could. Oh, there we go. MJ, you back? I'm going to stop his video. Oh, okay.
uh, wait, hang on.
No, you're messing up, MJ.
Yeah, robot joined the call.
Yeah, you're like, oh, there we go. He dropped off. All right. I'll have to edit that out. Okay, go ahead, Montgomery. You can answer that question.
I mean, that's difficult. I feel like there's obviously so many memories. I feel like some of the random ones that come to mind. I remember going to the bowling league, LFCC with him, and just seeing him in his space and his element with the guys, and just seeing how happy that made him. But then also to Max's point, anytime I'd have a basketball game or just seeing the level of excitement he had for us and just the things that we were doing. And, um, I think at large, his legacy, I think he's obviously the three of us here um, are a big part of that. But I think, again, just seeing how much he loved his family and the way he would talk about the Hollises, and it's kind of contagious in a way. And I know a lot of friends, in the last 5 years have always remarked on how um, attending, his service is really a lot of those words stay true about, being close to God and being close to family, loving other people. And I think anytime I hear that, it's always warming because one, it shows that we did a good job of highlighting his life, but it also kind of highlights how great of a life he did live. And I think that ultimately be his legacy.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, MJ, are you back?
I, I, yeah. Sorry.
Okay. So do you remember the
Sorry.
question? Or do I need to restate it?
Yeah. No, I remember. Probably my biggest memory with that was during AIT. When I graduated from training in the Army. Uh, the first time when y'all were up there, um, and I didn't get to walk with everybody during the ceremony. I was pissed off, and I was like, bro, like I I tried really hard, and like they sent me to this camp to work on my running. And but I just remember like beforehand, like when I talked to Dad, and like I was upset because y'all came all the way down there, and I couldn't do anything. And Dad put me onto the side, like because I didn't want to cry in front of everybody else. And like he told me just to calm down and everything like that. Just get him next time. And like the next time when y'all came down, and I graduated with honors from AIT. Dad told me, like, like, see, like, and it was harder that time. I just didn't want to. But dad told me like I can do it, and like even like before then when I wasn't doing the best in school, like dad told me some of the same stuff. Um, but I just remember a lot of the stuff that you and dad used to tell me is to where like I can have a bad start, but as long as I just finish strong, it's okay. And like I take a lot of the times where dad talked to me on the side about how I felt during those times. It was important to me. So
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I really
Of
appreciate
course.
you guys sharing all this. This was just raw and uncut. You guys didn't have an opportunity to prepare because I wanted to hear your heart and I wanted our viewers to hear your heart regarding your dad. So happy Father's Day to you, MJ, because you are a father. Happy Fatherhood Day to you, Montgomery and Max. And happy Father's Day in heaven to our captain and our dad. So thanks again, guys, for being here so much. And I appreciate you for sharing.
Of course.
Of course.
Love you.
Love you.
love you, Mom.
Yeah.
So, hi, everybody. Before I do my reflection, I have a special guest who wants to share some things about Poppy as well. So, I'm going to invite my special guest to come over.
Hello. Hello.
This is my special guest. And so, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, special guest. First, I need you to speak nice and clearly so everyone understands exactly what you're saying, okay?
Okay.
So first, I need you to tell the people, what is your name?
My name is Marcellus.
This
Marcellus John Hollis.
Marcellus John Hollis. This is my grandson. Marcellus, how old are you?
7.
7.
And I'm gonna turn 8 soon.
He'll be turning 8 soon. Okay, so I want to ask you a question about Poppy. Okay?
Okay.
So look at the camera, and I need you to tell the people what comes to your heart and what comes to your mind when you think about Poppy.
In my mind, it feels like my body just calms down and I just need to just take a rest.
Okay. And what is your favorite memory or the thing you'll always remember about Poppy?
That I always would take his hat and play with it.
Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing your perspective about Poppy. I love you.
Love you too.
So I'd like to give my reflections now. I hope you enjoyed watching my 3 sons share, and spontaneously, as I was about to record my reflections, my grandson said, I want to talk about Poppy. And so we got the bonus to hear from him as well. That touched my heart. Like I wasn't expecting and I wasn't anticipating to put him in this episode. So that was a great surprise. And so I'm just going to give a brief reflection because, quite honestly, the boys have already done everything that needs to be said. And so, briefly, I'll just share that my first observation or reflection is that we made time for this recording. There were some difficulties and some challenges in getting it scheduled. You know, I appreciate that my boys' life continues, right? Even though loss occurs, life still continues. And so they have very active calendars. And so just trying to coordinate our calendars was sometimes difficult. And on the particular day when we were kind of running out of time to be able to make this recording, on the particular day that we were going to meet, MJ had a family situation where he could not be in front of his computer at home. And so he was in the car, and you see the hiccup, you know, where he kind of froze for a moment and we had some technical difficulties. And I started to edit that out, you know, but I decided to leave it because that's life. Everything in life doesn't always work out quite the way that we might want it, but we have to be consistent. We have to be faithful in what it is that we're doing. So that's kind of my first observation, that even though our circumstances weren't ideal, we still moved forward and we still did what we had to do, and we let life be what it is, but we didn't allow it to stop us. So that's my first observation and reflection. My second observation and reflection is that my kids, and even Marcellus, um, across their descriptions for the second question about their dad and about Poppy, it was very remarkably consistent. They talked more about their father's character than his accomplishments. And that's significant. When someone is focusing more on the accomplishments of the person, well, what about the person and the character of that person? So that even blessed me, even so much for Marcellus said his thoughts of Poppy are, calm and rest. Like that amazes me. He's 7 and he was 3 at the time that Poppy transitioned. So for his recollection and his memory of Poppy to be tethered to rest, and calm, is a beautiful thing. And so I think it's important that there's consistency in what we do and that we show up consistently as our most authentic person, and that we're consistent in that whatever circumstance and situation we're in, who we are always shines through. And that blessed me in the reflections of my boys. And my third observation through this is that the memories that they shared, as far as when I asked them, what are you going to carry forward, or what are you going to remember about your dad? Like, I kind of pre-thought, like, okay, yeah, Max is going to talk about this time, and Montgomery's going to talk about that time. I already kind of assumed what they would remember, but every last one of them picked something different. And what they picked is something that, to me, not that it was insignificant, because it was beautiful what they said, but I could think of other things that I thought might have been even perhaps better, not comparatively, but just perhaps more impactful to them. But the fact of what they chose was interesting. And it tells me that we don't get to choose what people remember. What we get to choose is how well we stored the moments that were with them. What they do with those moments is their choice. And so my challenge, and guys, I'm always giving you a challenge in it, is to steward well the moments that you have with people. You don't know, and you don't get to choose what they're going to remember, but you can choose how you're going to show up in the circumstance and situation. And so that just blessed me. So I'm just encouraging you to allow legacy to come forth even in your life. And hopefully, something that's been spoken and shared by my family has resonated with you, and has promoted the concept of intentional intimacy into me see within your family. So the day that this is airing is right after Father's Day, so I will continue to wish a happy Father's Day to all the fathers that are out there, whether you naturally have children or whether you mentor or support children. The funkles, or uncles as we like to call them, the fun uncles, the big brothers. You are an example, and we salute you and we honor you as fatherhood in our lives, and the women who stand beside you, we support you as well. So thanks so much for joining me here on Martin Mondays, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Hey guys, I'm breaking in because exciting news. As you can see from the slide, Martin Mondays is about to turn 1. I cannot believe that I've been doing this for almost a year. And so I want to celebrate the 1 year anniversary by asking some questions after each episode. So, what is one lesson about love or legacy that you have learned or taken from Martin Mondays this year? Drop it in the comments. We want to hear from you. Take care. Martin Mondays continues on Tuesday with the Tuesday Tea. Check it out and join me and take a sip. You know, Martin used to say a lot of things. Some were funny, some were wise, but one thing he often said was, wow. Wow. Just those 3 letters. It spoke volumes. It meant a lot when he didn't know what to say. Wow. When he was excited about something. Wow. When he was confused, perhaps, or even frustrated, he said, wow. And you know, he's still saying wow. Through this bracelet, he's still saying wow because he's still saying, may your whole life prove that God is good. And so in closing, that's my hope for you this week. May you have wow moments as you too are living out legacy. Live in the wow. Live in the reality of knowing that your whole life is good. Live in the heartbeat of Martin Mondays and intentional intimacy. May that anchor you in this week as you build legacy, one wow, one moment at a time. See you next week.